Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the March 13th, 2016 edition of the Sports Survival Podcast. Today in the captain's chair, we have the great one, Jimmy V. Across from me, we have JT, the owner and operator of SportsSurvival.com, and this is the undisputed, self-proclaimed people's champion of podcasting, Austin Diedrich. We have a hot list of items to talk to you today about. We have Malkin being injured again. We could actually do this same segment once every 2 months.
Yeah, 6 to 8 weeks.
We have the Martavius Bryant incident, which was broken yesterday by...
It was broken by Dejan Kavakovic's website.
We also have Pitt basketball talk, and JT's going to be leading the way on that one. But, gentlemen, let's start off with Martavius Bryant. I have a feeling we could talk for 3 hours about this. Jimmy, I'm going to go to you. Why don't you bring us up to speed with what's going on?
Missed some tests.
Well, just one. Couple tests.
Missed them. It's an automatic fail. Out. Suspended. No excuse.
It's going to be a season. They keep breaking now. That might not be a season, but it's going to be a season. He missed multiple tests, not just one.
So bring me as a complete idiot to this subject. All right, I'm just going to play complete idiot. What exactly led to this? Was it just a random test?
Well, no, he's already in the program. He's already gotten in trouble.
Right. So from
All right, hold on. Time out. We have a serious issue here. We're going to have to start over. Okay, we decided to leave the tape roll here. My daughter just comes down. Her book bag is stuck to her braces somehow. She comes busting in on the podcast into the $1 Million Studio, and she literally has a book bag attached to her mouth. Get a little closer to the microphone and tell us what you were doing whenever this got stuck to your mouth.
I was wrestling my brother.
Oh, really?
So what? How does his book bag get stuck to your mouth?
Props.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Are you done now? Are you going to keep bothering us? Or
I didn't. Oh my god. It was stuck.
You're a complete lunatic, and you just completely destroyed the first 2.5 minutes of our podcast.
So did you get hit with the book bag and it stuck?
No, I was laying on top of it and it
Okay.
attached.
Take the book bag back upstairs, and we're going to have to restart this podcast now because you're not giving us good talk.
We're not restarting, but give us your thoughts so far on the podcast.
I have no idea what's going on.
Okay, do me a favor. Go back upstairs and do not come back down here unless somebody's dead, badly injured. I'm not talking about something stuck to your braces and you can't get it off. I'm talking about you come downstairs and your mouth is still upstairs. That's the kind of injury I need
Before
to see.
you go, are you playing softball this year?
Of course I am.
Where do you play at?
Brentwood.
Position.
Pitcher!
Pitcher. Okay. And how's your batting going?
That needs worked on. She's just like her old man. Okay, are we going to start this one over?
No. Let's keep going.
We can go. We can keep going.
Oh, good Lord. Okay. All right, so... All right, where
So
were
let's
we?
go on. It's Martavius Bryant. Here's the deal. He missed multiple tests. And the
Did he ever
reason-
fail a test before?
Yes, he's in the program. He got
Yeah.
suspended
Well, he
early in his
failed-
career.
What did he fail for?
They
Weed.
just say drugs. They never tell you what actually it is, but it's weed.
Yeah, it's weed.
And from other reports, he don't have like the party issue where he just goes out and parties with his boys. He actually has a problem where he just smokes it daily. That's what I've read and heard about. It's not like a going out with the guys and he just.
But the part that kills me is his agent said he missed tests, and the reason why he missed tests is because he's depressed that he can't party. I'm not shitting you on this. This is what he said.
That's horrible.
Can I just come out and defend this man? I'm just going to come out and defend him.
If it's okay to smoke weed, I get that part. But you also have a multi-million-dollar job, and the only thing they don't want you to do is smoke weed.
No,
Don't smoke
I hear
it.
you. But I'm going to come out. I'm going to attack the NFL, okay, and the NFL Players Association right now. Because if that man was on legally prescribed painkillers that are 10,000 times more dangerous, more harmful than any marijuana that you can buy off the streets, this wouldn't even be an issue. These guys, they expect these guys to go out there and kill themselves week after week. They leave the league with huge head injuries among other things. And if a man needs to smoke a little bit of frickin' weed to get through his damn day, who the hell are we to stand by and judge the man?
That's every employer in the world, though. I mean, if I go smoke weed today, have a good time, and my employer tests me tomorrow, guess what? I'm like, and if my employer was gonna give me millions and millions of dollars. They're gonna be millions and millions of dollars. This guy's knocked himself out of $60 million minimum.
I was gonna give a take, but then I got high.
I don't know. I just have a problem with it because I don't know if it's just a weed thing. Whenever you see every single damn player in the league getting suspended for smoking weed, with a few, and the ones that aren't getting suspended for smoking weed are going out murdering people, running people off the road, and
allegedly.
What's that?
Allegedly
raping people, allegedly getting arrested for DUI, sideswiping cars on the south side, holding people at gunpoint, running drugs across state lines. Is smoking weed really the worst thing that somebody can do?
I think marijuana in itself is a joke. That's even honestly the way how we're so tight on it, and people smoking cigarettes to me bothers me 20 times more. I'd rather have a guy smoking weed next to me than smoking a cigarette in front of me. That's just the way I've always been.
But it's in his contract. It's in their rules.
Yep.
So if I said to you, I'm going to pay you $5 million a year to do podcasts, but you can't have beer, what do you do?
I stopped drinking beer.
Makes sense to me. It's that simple. So I think he's going to get beer. I think he's going to tempt you. But
I'm okay not drinking beer. I could go if I get $5 million. I'll be okay not drinking beer.
See, then that's my point. It's in the rules. Don't do it.
I just think the whole it goes beyond the NFL. It's just the whole idealism in the United States or in the world that marijuana is bad. It's this bad thing.
But you're down a different road. Nobody. I don't think anybody in their right mind is going to argue that one. But it's in his contract. Don't.
No, I understand that, but I think it's the whole issue that
it's selfish too.
No, it definitely is. The guy's going to cost himself $60 million, at least $60 million. He loses a year of his contract, so that means instead of going to free agency next year, he has to play 2 more years. He's going to take himself out of a huge contract. His touchdowns per game, some team would have given him big money. Look at Mike Wallace's money.
He was got cut this week.
Yeah, he got cut, but look at his money he got after leaving Pittsburgh. Bryant is putting up way better numbers than Wallace ever dreamed of when he was in Pittsburgh, and he's.
Now let's take it down another path. When they said the Steelers found out earlier in the week that he failed the test, I think they knew sooner because they re-signed Darius Hayward-Bay.
Yeah, that was real suspicious. 2-year deal out of the blue, like.
Yes, they redid that one. Then they went after the tight end, which I think is a great pickup.
Oh, it was a great pickup. Darius Green.
It was a very good pickup, so they addressed that.
This affects their draft now. I mean, if Bryant misses a full year, you can't really go into the season with Wheaton as your number 2, can you? I mean, you have to maybe, but do you take a chance on a first-round pick?
Do you think
now?
Sammy Coates is going to step up?
It'd be nice if he would. But
I just love the guy who's going to go in as the Steelers' number 2. His last name is Wheat.
Wheaton.
If they just had what was Blunt?
LeGarrette Blunt.
Yeah,
and you guys busted with weed.
Yeah, exactly. Do we just see something going on here? These kids. I mean,
But this is twice for him. How long do the Steelers? Are they going to put up with this, or do you think it's just going to be run his contract out and he'll be gone anyways?
Or do you think they just part ways with him now? Browns kept Josh Gordon.
Yeah, the Browns are a little different mentality than the Rooneys have. Even though Rooney seems to sort of have a way of not putting up with this, but lately it seems like they have a little bit more.
I think it depends on your talent level. I think if it's a no, I'm being serious. If it's a third string safety, yeah, he got cut.
Well, I think
He's
that's
done.
on every team.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's why Josh Gordon's still there. And you're not upset about Johnny Manziel being let go.
No.
I know you're a big fan. You got his hair cut today.
Yes, he did.
He's going to be out a full year. He's not going to play this year.
Manziel.
He's not going to sign. No one's going to sign him until he gets his crap in order, and they know he's back in order. He's so messed up right now. Every day there's something new he does. Or
I think he's going to look outstanding in the Ottawa Rough Riders.
That's actually a good.
That might not be the worst thing.
That might not be the worst thing. Let him go for a year over there in Canada. Labatt doesn't mess you up that bad.
Side note: do you think Ralph's going to have a full breakdown of Johnny's stats and for the Ottawa Rough Riders?
He probably will.
Oh, dude, he's going to have a great year.
Going back to something that you guys touched on, is it time to just let go of this notion that the Steelers are the ideal, what you think of whenever you think of the heaven of football, that we only take on great people on these teams? Like, I'm not talking about great players. I'm talking about people with
Great character.
great character. Thank you for the word that I was missing there. Is it time to just let go of that? Ever since Jeff Reed beat up that hand dryer out in Murraysville,
You know what,
and
though?
they
He
kept
didn't-
him on the team, it's all
He
been
did, but he
downhill
didn't
ever
spend
since.
much time after that, though. He left pretty quick after that. That's what I'm saying with Bryant. Maybe they just let him ride out his contract, but I can't see the Steelers. They ain't going to ante up for him again. He's not going to get the big contract here. He'll go to Dallas or someone that wants to take the chance. I think Pittsburgh's still an above-average organization with the character. I don't think any team could be, with the number of players who are committing crimes nowadays, I don't think any team could be 100%.
The
down the
NFL is
board.
pretty much a halfway house.
It basically is.
Yeah, it's like prison's waiting room. They're just waiting. You know,
It basically is. The NFL, I mean, if you're a team that has no issues at all, let me see. I mean, I would think of Green Bay as maybe a little bit higher standard than Pittsburgh. Just seems like Green Bay doesn't have the issues that we get usually.
I think they all. Every team has issues. Every team has something going on. So, as Bill Cowher once said, it is what it is.
But Bryant, I guess the bottom line with this, Bryant, he's going to cost us. He might cost the Steelers a chance to really go farther. I mean, this is definitely a team that is a Super Bowl talented team. They got a great running back coming back if he's healthy. They got a quarterback. We talked about it a couple of weeks ago. They're there on paper. They're as good as anybody. Losing Miller, but you picked up Green, so you take care of that.
But it happened at the best possible time for it to happen. It
might
happened
have.
a full month before the draft.
Yeah,
So
I
if
mean,
they have to address
they have
something-
so much. They need a cornerback, but I mean, if you can get a cornerback and a receiver in the first two, maybe.
who was the last player the Steelers let go for personal issues? Like,
That's a good question.
was it Blunt?
Actually, it probably was Blunt. I mean, Blunt got let go for being. He basically got let go for being lazy, and
Yeah.
he basically quit the team, went out and sat in a bus. Which everybody that plays football or ever
Fat
been around a
lazy's
football
no way
team.
to go through life.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, you don't leave a football team during. You don't leave the
Yeah.
locker room and go sit in a bus by yourself. That's automatic. And that leads to another question. Jimmy will probably agree with this. What's the chance that a guy leaves a team like that? No, every other NFL team should look at that as like a black. No way, never way. He signed 24 hours later with New England.
Exactly.
That had to be a setup. There's no doubt. It's amazing that he just did what he did. Which who does that to begin with? Go to sit in a bus, and the next thing you know, he signs with the Patriots.
Definitely. Like you think you won it out.
I think he already had it out and basically had a little informant in New England saying, "Hey, you don't like it there, get out. We'll take you." I mean, it's just amazing. It took that long of a time to sign a guy who just walked out on his own teammates, that's the anti-football thing. You don't do that.
Before him, who was the last person?
Well, hold on before you do that. LeGarrette Bond also played for them before, so they already knew what they were dealing with. So they could have been like, you know what? He wasn't like that with us. Maybe he just needs out of there, needs a new change of scenery. We'll bring him back. Plus, he's a good running back. We obviously made a mistake letting him go. They might have just jumped on it before somebody else did. I bet he had 4, 5, 6 calls from teams because it's all about winning. They don't care.
To a point.
I don't think anybody wants a moral, a high moral person over, that's an average player. If they're going to take somebody else that's
Well, that's for the NFL. It's different because the NHL, if a player turned on his teammates, an NHL team wouldn't pick him up. I honestly believe that. And if your guys getting your teammates getting beat up on the ice and you turn your back, that's like anti. Hockey has such higher morals than football.
But they said James Neal was a very bad locker room guy.
And you saw what happened to him.
He got traded and he's doing fine in Nashville. There's always a place for him, because I'm sure people in Nashville would have known that, would have heard through the vine
It
that
could have
he's
been
not
a personality mix in Pittsburgh too. He might not just got along with a couple of
like the stars.
I know he liked Malkin, and Malkin
I
liked
think
him.
he was a star effort, don't you?
I know Crosby had trouble. Crosby sometimes has trouble getting along with him, just from what I've heard. He's just a little tight, little hard working with Crosby from the way he acts and stuff. But Malkin and Neil had a great relationship. In fact, Malkin was actually one of the first guys to give a quote in the paper when Neil got traded. He wasn't real happy. So, but the last Steeler before LeGarrette Blount, do you know who that would be?
Jeff Reed.
Well, Reed was up there.
Let's break down that fight. that hair dryer. What do you think the hand dryer did to provoke that fight?
I don't know. I know.
Was it a paper towel dispenser?
I thought it was one of the. I mean, anyone could get up
one?
paper towel dispenser.
I don't know. Well, wait. You're saying an electric hand dryer is a little more tougher?
I would think so. Absolutely.
You know what I always want to fight is the spigots at like Giant Eagle. You stick your hand underneath it, no water comes out, and you got to start smacking the bottom.
Oh, I've challenged them to fights. They don't answer me though.
Here's a true story for you. We're at we go into one of these truck stops on the way to vacation one time.
Were you working it?
No, I wasn't. Me and my son go in, and he's washing his hands. He's probably 3 years old at the time. And he goes over and have one of those supersonic hand dryers that,
It sucks your hand in.
No. It would blow your hand off. It would blow the skin off your hand if it got too close. He turned that thing on, and it knocked him over. He's laying on the ground, and I'm laughing. He gets up and runs into the stall and locks the door. He's so pissed off that I'm laughing at him. Anyways, we're going to take a break, and we'll be... Go ahead.
Do you think that happened with Jeff Reed?
No, Jeff Reed's a big boy.
I don't know. Those Dyson ones that are out now, they're pretty powerful stuff. He might have got knocked over.
The rumor is that they forgot his black olives on his 6-inch sub. He was jacked. He went in there and just took it out on it. That's what I heard.
Where was it at? Was it
Sheets?
Oh, Sheets.
Yeah.
They forgot his olives.
Sheets right on 22.
I cannot say that I've ever been that mad with an order. No, I've been mad at a couple orders. Hit the Wendy's down there one time. You'll see what happens. But I don't think I've ever been that mad to go and beat up an appliance. You?
Nah, I've never been that mad.
I hate those damn hand dryers. Anyways, we'll be back in a couple seconds. We're going to talk about...
I'm going to kick the shit out of your
Malkin. Talk about Malkin and the Penguins.
And hopefully none of my kids come down here with any bags stuck to their teeth.
What are you looking at, hand dryer?